Right. So tell me about your time with Shaun Cassidy.
So the guy that was the stage manager for the Jacksons was another kid from my high school. He was the best man at my wedding. He's one of my best friends. So I'm in college, and he says, "What are you doing this summer?" I said, "I don't know. I'm running my little. I had a little swap meet business selling car stereos. And I'm going to work on the weekends and party." He said, "How'd you like to make, I don't know I don't remember what the money was, but it was
Sure.
like, how would you like to make $5,000 a week for 6 weeks?"
Sure.
And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, who do I have to kill?
Yeah. Just tell me what to do. That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
So he said, "Well, I just got hired to be stage manager for this teeny bopper idol named Shaun Cassidy." And he I think had a couple of hits already. So I knew who he was, but
Sure.
he was definitely very teeny bopper. And
Yes. I mean, that was his whole stock and trade back then. Certainly. Yeah.
so anyway, it was so much money for so little work. I was his guitar roadie. I became his guitar roadie. And
So this is the part that's interesting, because most of us think of Shaun Cassidy as the singer and not the guitar player.
Well, there were 3 guitar players. There was Michael Lloyd, the producer, who played rhythm guitar.
Yeah.
There
Okay.
was, I forget the guy's name, Joey something, who was the real lead guitar player.
Sure.
And then I would bring Shaun this black Les Paul with gold accoutrements
Naturally.
for 2 songs. And he played on 2 songs. And basically he played, I don't know if you'd call it rhythm, but he
Chords.
chunked it. Well,
Yeah.
It turned out after a few shows, the other guitarist asked me if I would put his amp on standby after he came out and hit his chords and started. It's like, just flip the switch for us, because he likes to turn his amp up really loud. And so we talked about stage volume level.
Stage volume. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, so he had this, one of those Fender twin reverb on an angle, and it literally blasted the whole stage if he went back and turned it up, which he always did. So
Okay.
we
So did you turn his amp
Standby.
onto standby?
yeah. Once the song started, you couldn't tell.
The audience couldn't tell, but the band could tell.
Of course, the band could tell. They're the ones that told me to do it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that's the reason it happened.
I don't even
Sean
know if
ever...
he knew. I think
so-
he might not have known, because he just kept chunking away. And the truth is, the stage volume was pretty high. I don't think any of them used in-ear monitors. I think this was all stage monitors.
I can't imagine. I don't think in-ears had been created
Even
yet.
invented yet, yeah.
It would have been headphones, if anything.
No one was wearing headphones. And our drummer was the best drummer I've ever seen live. This guy's name, I don't know, only people who know drummers will know this, but his
This
name
is an
was
audience
Carlos.
of music. Go ahead.
All right, his name was Carlos Vega.
Freaking amazing. He went on to play with James Taylor until Carlos passed. Yeah.
True that. We used to call him Little Ricky because he's Cuban. It's Carlos, Little Ricky Vega. He got introduced that way every night.
Oh, all right. Okay.
And he was the coolest guy. He was just
such a great drummer.
much fun and an amazing drummer. He had a great band. The keyboard player was Jimmy Greenspoon on Hammond B3 and piano. It's like, really? The guy from Three Dog Night? He's amazing. And it turned out not only is he amazing, he was the most fun guy. Just a total party animal. He's deceased also. I'm so sorry.
He is.
To say.
He passed away. If you don't know, if it turns out that even though you're a listener to the show and this is your first time hearing about Carlos Vega, great. Like you now have someone to go and sink your teeth into. I will share though that Jeff Porcaro cited Carlos Vega as one of his chief influences. So if that helps maybe paint the picture of just how great Carlos was, There you go. And of course, if you don't know Jeff Porcaro, we've mentioned him a few times on the show, but he most famously was Toto. But to bring things full circle, Toto was basically the backing band for Michael Jackson's Thriller. So, here we go.
Yep.